Sorry. I'm Bernetta and this is
Earl.
Earl. And today we are talking about the topic that a lot of people want to know, especially if they're moving to Florida, is frequently asked questions if you're moving to Florida. Now, you know this is live, which means we want engagement, interaction. So if you happen to catch us live and you have some questions, please put them in the chat. We love to answer them. And if you're watching this later, type replay in the comments and still ask your question and we will definitely follow up with you. So I'll let you get started. What's one of the frequently asked questions?
So we're going to dive right into it, right? Because it's summertime. Also, we are at a new time right now. So I want to remind you that we will be starting every week at 12 p.m. It is summertime. Kids are out of school. They're in summer camps, which means our schedule has changed because of the kids. So we will coming on live at 12 p.m. every Wednesday. All right. And so the first thing we're going to dive into, do all homes require flood insurance? Right. It's a big topic here in Florida because we do have flooding in a lot of different areas. Well, all homes currently in the state of Florida, in Tampa, Florida area, do not require flood insurance. There are some areas that do require flood insurance. They usually have a tax code of an A or E or A and E. And what that means is if those letters are there, it does require flood insurance. So if it does not have those letters, it does not require flood insurance at all.
Okay. So another question is, how is public transportation in Tampa? Now, the public transportation is not like New York or Chicago, so don't come here thinking you're about to get on a bus or train or live here without a car. Now, we do have a bus system, but it's in Hillsborough County, which is Tampa, right? But a lot of people live outside of the Tampa city limits, and you're going to need a car. We don't have a train. It just has a bus. So if you're going to live in the outskirts like a Wesley Chapel or a Lutz, if I'm saying that right, you're going to need a car because a lot of things are spread out, especially if you want to do different activities, go to the beach. We do have a trolley that takes you all around like the midtown, downtown area. It starts in Ybor City. It has about 15 stops. But again, that's more for scenery than like really getting around. So basically, public transportation, limited, you need a car.
Right. Unless you do Uber or taxi.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So the next thing I'm going to dive into is CDBs, right? It's been a new topic over the last few years. What are they? Why do we have them? It is a community development district. What happened is that builders got with the county or local government and decided on a way to put bonds on to build infrastructure that doesn't have any additional tax to it for them, but it's a way now they can finance infrastructure, like say, for instance, for the roads for the community, the parks in the community, the pool areas, the clubhouses, the lighting in the area. And what happens is that those finances or those costs for doing that are now spread out through all the homeowners in the community. So say, for instance, a 100-home community, that's divided between the 100 homes based on your lot size, based on the type of home you have. And that price ranges anywhere from a few $100s to probably $2,000 to $3,000. So it's great to do some research to find out what is the price of that CDD fee. That's Community Development District tax. And it's paid annually, right? It's a bond that's paid annually with your property taxes. And also it can be paid off, but it usually takes about 30 to 50 years for it to be paid off. So that is a common thing now, especially in the newer communities, newer developments. In the older developments, we don't have those. But in a lot of the newer developments with infrastructure and streets and roads and everything, that is a fee that's now being charged, which is a CDD fee that's added to your mortgage payment.
Okay, so the next question is, what are the educational opportunities in Tampa? Now, one thing I like about Tampa is they have a lot of great schools, anywhere from charter schools to public schools, great public schools as well. It all depends on your neighborhood. But of course, if you move here, you need to do your research. But they have two major universities right here in Tampa. One is the University of Tampa, which is like downtown Tampa. And the other is the University of South Florida, which is kind of maybe about 25 minutes from the University of Tampa. Both are major institutions within the city of Tampa. And do you have anything to say about the public education system? Our son actually goes to University of South Florida.
Yeah, so that we do have some choices here as well. Those are the two majors. So like you said, we have University of Tampa, which is a private institution, which is located near downtown Tampa. University of South Florida is a little north of Tampa as well. But we also have, which is HEC, which is a very college that's been around for a long time. It's Hillsborough Community College. They have several branches located throughout Tampa and the surrounding areas as well. where you can go there and get a nursing degree and a lot of other technical things and degrees as well. Very affordable as well. I know some people that have graduated from Hillsborough Community College as well. So education here is definitely on par as far as technical schools. We have Earl Technical School as well. My father actually went to Earl Technical School.
How do you say that? Because you're going so fast. What
Irwin
How you spell that?
School. IRWIN.
Oh, okay.
and it's been around a very long time. He got his almost like an engineer. He worked for the railroad by going to that school, 2-year technical school. So we do have a lot of opportunities with educational here as well. Definitely. Now, back to me, of course. So we're going to jump into something a little bit more fun. I've been talking about real estate topics. So we're going to talk about pools, right? I get the question all the time. Does every home there in Florida have a pool? No, every home here in Florida does not have a pool. The next question I get is, should I get a pool? Right? So we actually debated that before we got our pool here. We had our pool built from scratch, nothing but grass in the back, and we saw the maturation of that process. And I suggest you get a pool. I feel like every home here does need a pool. And why? Because I like to have my own privacy.
And it's hot.
Right. We do have year-round warm weather for the most part. So most times you can get into the pool. If it does rain, rain stops, you can get in the pool or within the rain, as long as it's not lightning or whatnot. So now the biggest thing that people ask me is that, is it worth it? Right? So unlike like we was in Georgia, because I'm licensed in Georgia as well. If you got a pool there, it might actually bring down the value of your home there. But in Florida, pools actually increase the value.
Why? Why would it bring down your value in Georgia?
In Georgia, it brings down the value because of the weather, the upkeep of having a pool there. It's not one of those things where you probably be using the pool year round or even half the year there. So people are like, man, I don't want to deal with the maintenance there. I want to deal with the issues that you may have in a pool in the mountains, being in. Now, there are homes that do have pools there and they enjoy them. But unlike Florida, almost every home or every other home has a pool. Again, because it brings value, it brings families together. You have fun throughout the summer, winter, spring.
And you can use it, like you said, all year round. Like the coldest months here are usually January and February, and like our pool is heated. So, and that's another thing. You can always heat your pool and get into it as well. So, and we should have did this live in front of the pool if we're going to be talking about pool. So maybe next time when you catch us next week in a couple weeks, we will do our live in front of our pool.
And remember, pools bring value, right? It may not be dollar for dollar value, but they bring value because pools are very expensive now. So I will tell you the best deal is to find a home already with the pool, because building a pool now can run you anywhere from $80,000 on up. Back a few years ago, it was around 30, 40, 50,000. So that's on pools.
Yeah. And are there any recreational or cultural activities in Tampa? The answer is yes and yes. One thing I love about Tampa is there's always something going on. And you can say that about any city, right? It's always something going on. But I live here in Tampa. And one thing when I say that is we're a city on the water. So there's always something going on the water. Every year they have a Gasparilla parade. I was not born here or raised here. He was. So the Gasparilla is like a pirate parade. And they have a Gasparilla run here. They have a Gasparilla children parade. And our Gasparilla parade is kind of like Mardi Gras. They throw beads and they make it a big thing. They shut down downtown for like 2 days, depending on the activities. So that's something that people look forward to. The 4th of July boat parade. Like, what city has a boat parade? You know? And one thing too about living in the city, there are so many different cultures here. Like, you know, it's not just black and white. It's many different cultures, and those cultures celebrate. And so that'll give you the opportunity to learn new things, learn new cultures, taste new types of food. You just have to like look it up on events or Google to see what's going on in Tampa, and you will find something to do.
And Gasparilla is a big deal. And she may not know this because she's not a native. I am a native of Tampa. Gasparilla used to be one day, one big day, right? Because I actually used to run in the 5K every year. They had there as a child growing up here in Florida. But it got so big and adults got kind of crazy that they had to make it a 2-day event. And why they make it a 2-day? Because one day is for kids and family. The next day is for adults. So if you ever want to come to the Gasparilla, just look at the dates and make sure you're going on the right date. So you don't have the mixture, right? So you have a family day and you also have an adult day. So we're about to close this out. We thank you for tuning in. Again, we thank you for all your questions. And if you do have additional questions, again, this is live You can always message us, always jump in with us at 12 p.m. every Wednesday. But moving to Tampa, Florida, just to kind of recap some things we didn't talk about to kind of close it all in, is that you want to be careful to our climate here. We have year-round great weather for the most part, but during the summertime, we do have rain. We do have possibly hurricanes that do come up. So you have to be prepared for hurricanes, like getting a generator, right?
Mm-hmm.
And making sure that your home is, pretty
Hurricane
stable,
ready.
hurricane ready. And then the last thing is understanding and researching the neighborhoods, right? Whether it's great schools, whether you want to be close to your jobs, whether they have CDD fees, whether it's require flood insurance. So again, we thank you for tuning in to Tampa Florida Insider. I'm Earl. This is Bernetta. We're with the Knighton Group, and we love sharing this great information. Until next time, grace and peace and love to you.
See you next week.